let's flip a coin. Heads Carolina, tails California.
Okay, Elizabeth B., do you have a second citizenship? When I first started traveling, I thought about this all the time. I went to Anguilla, where they don't have any personal tax. I went to Panama. I went to Switzerland. I went to Liechtenstein, it's next to it. I went to all these, you know, I did research and punch research. I got 30 countries where you can get passports. I know that one guy told me that I could, if I invested $40,000 in Costa Rica, what they would do would give me a passport. Then I could go to Panama, put my money in the bank. And then what he said to further, if you had $1 million, what you do is you go into partnership with some Costa Rican guy, and then somehow the business fails and you lose $1 million, and you report it as a loss to the thing, but really you never lost anything because you never even had a business, and then you go put it in the Panama bank in the name of the new passport in Costa Rica. I live by rigorous honesty. I'm one of them 12-step guys. I haven't drank for 26 years, 27 years. I don't live this kind of life. Second citizenship to me, I think about it, yes, and the first one that comes to my mind is Canada, because if I was a Canadian citizen, maybe I'd have health care like Obama's supposed to be giving us. I also think a little bit about Britain, because maybe they give health care. The only reason for me to get the second citizenship would be for health care. I have no desire to become a resident or a citizen of another country where suddenly I have to pay taxes to that country. I do think about having no citizenship, and if you really study that, I call myself a perpetual traveler, and perpetual travelers are people that are trying to have no citizenship and no, I mean, there's two terms: perpetual traveler like me that just keeps traveling, always moving every 3 months at least, and then you have the perpetual traveler that wants to have no allegiance to any country. And if you really want to avoid taxes, don't try to go to another country and get a resident. Just go off the grid and don't have a citizenship, and somehow erase all your money from being in American banks. And it's really simple. It's not that difficult. You need consulting. Bill's been calling me up. You know, he's been written me 2 emails now from Guatemala. He was a guy that was illegally living outside of America for, like, I don't know, 14 years, 15 years, and they caught him. He's still safe. He's still living in Guatemala. But he could tell you, and I could tell you, how to hide your money. I don't know if I call it hide your money. Really what you want to do is get away from the IRS. Maybe it's avoidance. But if you had $1 million, basically, why do you want to put it in an American bank and have somebody be able to extract it? What you want to do is diversify and put it in about 5 or 6 countries, and put it in places where you can retrieve it, and just live off the principal and try to forget on the interesting. But that's not really what people that make money want to do. They basically want to have their cake and eat it too. They want to have the second citizenship and invest in things, and they enjoy the clever stealing. Okay, so just go steal money and forget all this clever shit. But to me, the reason to have a second citizenship would be to live in Canada, Sweden, Switzerland, any place where they basically refuse to let me starve to death in the streets. And you can get on the dole in many of these European countries, and I got a guy I know in Belgium that was on the dole for 8 years. I know a model from Australia that had never worked for 10 years, and he had been collecting money for free. He was a model. He made like $300,000, put it on the bank, and then went on the dole. I mean, these guys do this. I see guys from, where was it? Sweden? I don't know. They go, you meet them traveling. They basically get free money from the government, and they get somebody to report in, and it's like being on unemployment. The dole is, living on the dole is like unemployment that just never ends. And this is the fear that America has, is that we're going to be like Europe, where we're going to get people on the social rolls and they're never going to leave. And I think Sweden would be a great place for me to go live. bunch of white bread, except for the 1 million Islamic people there. The reason to get the second membership, the second citizenship for me would be, I mean, obviously if I got in trouble with the United States and they wanted me for law, I would just go move to another country. I wouldn't even think about it. I would never go to prison for America under any condition. I don't care. I remember when I had my third or fourth drunk driving, and they were telling me I was going to go to jail for like 2 years. And I had my bag packed underneath my treatment center bed. I was not going to go to jail for 2 years for drunk driving for anybody. And my life is way too short to go to prison for somebody. Now, I only have one life. I don't, I paid my debt, I did my house arrest, I did the things, and I feel no guilt whatsoever. I paid my price. But second citizenship is a convoluted thing. Really, I really, if any of you guys are thinking about second citizenship, how to hide $1 million, all these things, please just call me up, pay $135 for 3 hours worth of consulting, and I can talk simple, clear, and tell you exactly how to do it. And I can't really do that on a video because the people watching the video are not global. They think that they still believe in America, buy America, drive an American car, but they drive a Toyota, right, in America. They're really confused. They really think that the Stars and Stripes always is good, and the Stars and Stripes is always good. Uncle Sam is always good, but there are times when some of you need a break, and some of you just are corrupt and want a break. I don't really care. I'm not your keeper, right? And if I talked about people cheating on their taxes, I figure it's 80% of Americans, right? People love to cheat on taxes. They like to brag about it. Not me. I just like to pay my taxes and forget about it. Okay, Andy Graham in Hobo Traveler in Dapong, Togo, West Africa. It's let's see, March of 2014. Second citizenship. I would do it for good medical care.
Tonight, let's flip a coin.